Hey, if you're running a small restaurant kitchen, or a busy prep area, and you're staring at your current freezer thinking, this just isn't cutting it anymore, I get it. You're tired of cramming bags of frozen veggies into a tiny upright that can't hold a week's worth of stock, and you're worried about opening the door too often only to have everything thaw out a little. You don't want to waste money on another appliance that looks good on paper, but feels flimsy in real life. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. This isn't one of those consumer-grade freezers you'd put in your garage. The Coolake 82-inch commercial reach-in freezer is built like it's meant to live in a restaurant kitchen, not a spare bedroom. It's got 3 solid stainless steel doors, so you're not dealing with thin plastic that warps over time. That full stainless construction means it's not just durable, it's easy to wipe down after a spill, or during a busy service when things get messy. The 72 cubic feet of space is no joke either. If you're currently using a standard home freezer, you'll suddenly have room for bulk ingredients, prepped sauces, and even extra stock without playing Tetris every time you open the door. One thing I like about the layout is the 3 separate sections. You can dedicate one door to proteins, another to vegetables, and the third to ready-to-use items. That way, you're not constantly rearranging everything just to grab one bag of peas. The shelves are adjustable too, so if you suddenly need to fit a large tray of soup or a stack of sheet pans, you can slide them around without fighting the design. It's the kind of flexibility that saves time during a dinner rush when seconds count. Now, let's talk about the cooling system. It uses fan-assisted circulation, which is a big deal if you've ever dealt with a freezer that turns into a science experiment because the back half stays frozen while the front half thaws. The fans help keep the temperature consistent throughout, so you're not pulling out half-melted ice packs when you need them most. That said, keep in mind that fan-cooled freezers do use a bit more energy than static-cooled ones. If you're running this thing 24/7 in a hot kitchen, your electric bill might take a noticeable jump. It's not a deal-breaker, but it's worth factoring in if you're on a tight budget. The temperature control is straightforward, no confusing digital displays or hidden menus. You set it, forget it, and trust it's holding steady. That's important when you're juggling 1,000 other things in a restaurant setting. The only real downside I can think of is the size. This thing is massive. If you're working in a tiny commercial kitchen or a food truck, this freezer might eat up too much space. Measure your doorway and your floor plan before committing. You don't want to end up with a freezer that's impossible to move in or out. Who should buy this? If you're a restaurant owner, a catering business, or even a small grocery prep area that needs reliable, high-capacity freezing without constant defrosting, this freezer is a solid investment. It's not cheap, but it's cheaper than constantly replacing underpowered units or dealing with food waste from inconsistent temperatures. If you're a home cook or a small cafe with modest storage needs, this is overkill. You'd be better off with a smaller commercial-grade freezer or even a high-quality upright. Another thing to consider is noise. Commercial kitchens are loud anyway, but this freezer does have a fan that hums. In a busy environment, it's probably not noticeable, but if you're trying to keep your kitchen quiet for customer comfort, it might be a factor. Also, the stainless steel exterior is easy to clean, but fingerprints show up. If you're someone who likes a spotless look without constant wiping, you might want to factor that in. Overall, the Coolake 82-inch commercial freezer is built for performance, not just looks. It's the kind of appliance that pays for itself over time by reducing food waste and saving you from the headache of cramped storage. If you've been on the fence about upgrading, this could be the one that finally gives you the space and reliability you need. Check it out in the description if it sounds like the right fit for your setup.